Like, I haven't been able to relate to any of the candidates because I don't know who they are. I feel like they're not really present.
I'm voting in Vancouver's civic election for the first time, and it just feels like I've got a lot of work to do to get to know the candidates for councillor and mayor. And one political scientist I spoke to says I'm not alone. Vancouver's voting system, the number of parties, the way they campaign, it's all confusing. And it could be part of the reason why voter turnout here is so low.
Does it feel like there's an election just a few weeks away?
I had no idea until just now, until you walked up.
When you have to evaluate, I don't know how many candidates are running for council, but it's many dozens. It becomes difficult to do your research.
Political scientist Hamish Telford says BC's at-large party system has become more complicated.
There used to be two parties. We had a stable party system between the NPA and COPE, and people, if they didn't know the candidates, could at least pick their slate and maybe one or two independents to round things out. But now we've got 4 or 5 major slates going on, plus all of the independents. This is a lot of work for people to do.
Some suggest a ward system could be easier to understand and in turn encourage turnout. The 2018 municipal election saw 39% voter turnout. That's 744 ballots cast and about 5,200 fewer votes than 2014's election. Outside of BC, people vote for a mayor, then a city councillor who would represent the area the voter lives.
Because I did like the idea of somebody in my area representing my area. I think it would be much easier, and I think it would be also much easier to pick our candidates.
Vancouverites did get to vote on switching to the ward system during a 2004 plebiscite, and 54% of voters turned down the idea. It could also be the reason why you don't see many candidates in your neighborhood. They're campaigning to a whole city, so they can't just target one area with election signs, door knocking, and public appearances.
Yeah, I think just looking on their website, using social media, that sort of helps kind of get a gauge of everybody.
The Coalition of Vancouver Neighbourhoods represents 22 community associations. It says it cancelled a planned mayoral debate Monday because Ken Sims and Kennedy Stewart wouldn't participate.
People want to see these candidates in person. They want to see them in the flesh. They want to see how they react to questions. They want to compare them to one to another. And it's so much better in those kinds of situations than just going to go to a website and check out their CV.
Competitive mayoral races often draw more voters, and data shows older and higher income people are more likely to vote. So are residents who've lived in a community for longer. But political strategists are urging people to cast ballots October 15th, even if it feels like candidates aren't speaking directly to them.
When it comes to young people who are really impacted by housing, many of them don't vote, and this is their chance to impact policy. There's a lot of reasons to be heard, and to guarantee not being heard is to not vote.
In Vancouver, Crystal Laderas, City News.